Ну да, помнишь, сколько было там? 30 секунд, да, походу. Так. У меня сейчас Petrel пусть включится. Так, ладно, начнем с другого. Okay, guys, let's start. So, first, now I'm going to introduce you with Petrel, so basic things. And first, let's talk a little bit about input data. First, so you already know what is the workflow of reservoir modeling. So the very in the very beginning, we have to deal with input data. Okay, so let's say that the first thing that we have to deal with is well data. And when we are talking about well data, it's coordinates and also it's deviation data. So, and wireline data, and I will give you an idea about the extension. So deviation file has extension like dev, okay? And here we have lots. So you can keep in mind that if you have some file with extension lot, it is always about wireline data. And this is about well data. And second important thing is about seismic data. Okay, anyway, I think here everything is cool. And sound is good. So for seismic data, we have big Y file type. And first, let's discuss a little bit about coordinates. And when we're talking about coordinates, it's about well header, okay, header. We can open it with block notes, and here how our information looks like. And the first row is provided just for those people who actually not really familiar with this kind of data, but sometimes this coordinate file, header file, may be provided without any comment. It may look just like this, but experienced engineers can say that, okay, this column looks like a name. And it's absolutely for sure that we have to have X and Y. And probably these two columns provided in order to introduce the coordinates. And usually X is the first one, Y is the second one. That is why experienced reservoir modeling engineers could say that this is a name, this X coordinates Y. And usually we do have Kelly bushing. Okay, this is Kelly bushing. This is a depth. So this is a height of a router table. Yes. And these two columns actually may be skipped, but this bottom depth is important one. So this may be skipped, but this is important one because Bottom depth, it's maybe measured depth. So what is the measured depth and what is the true depth? So for example, you know that the well trajectory may be not absolutely straight. And so where's the figure? Okay, here it is. But so we can see that well trajectory is not absolutely straight, and it has its length, which is called measured depth or true depth. Okay, and for example, if we are saying about the depth, absolute depth, it is true vertical depth, and we can see that measured depth is always longer than true vertical depth. Okay, so when we are talking about bottom depth, it may be mostly it is measured depth because when we will input this data into Petrel, we have an option like measured depth, but I don't know. Sometimes it may be CVD as well. I'm not sure of that. And what symbol is? Symbol is so we here have some numbers for each well, and which defines the well. For example, we have injection well, we have production well, and if it is injection, we have water injection, we have gas injection. If it is production, we have gas producing, oil producing, and other types of wells. And every type can be defined by exact number. Okay, this is everything what you have to know about well header file. And okay, so let's try to okay. Top depth. So why top depth was given? So let's say that this is a surface, okay, and so this is a Earth surface, and this is a well. This is a bottom depth, and this is a top depth. So if we will put our top depth, it will define the area, so the interval of well, which will not be considered, okay? So which will define that the top is not a zero, but the top is here, let's say 1400 meters. So it is kind of interval of our interest. So we're not interested here because there is no oil, but here somewhere here we do have oil. So my Petrel is still preparing. Okay. So should I increase the quality? So not this one. That where it is. So okay. Let's. So it is not so convenient. So very small window. Okay, let's try to deal with this. So this is Petrel interface, okay, and this is kind of one of the latest versions. So Petrel 2015, and here we have very user-friendly interface, which is in general looks like Microsoft Office. So the style really reminds the Microsoft Office. So every section can be found here in top menu here. Okay, and also here we have important thing, and geology and geophysics is defined for now. We can, when we are changing the how it's called, so our perspective, or what is it, so the menu is changing as well. For example, if we will choose drilling, so our menu will be defined in order to make it easier to work with drilling processes. When we are choosing, for example, reservoir and production, it is mostly about the reservoir and production. So anyway, for now, geology and geophysics is okay for us. And for here, for other parts, everything is same. Okay. And first thing, what we have to do is to create new well folder. Okay. As you can see, here we have different folders. So new well folder, new seismic folder, new interpretation folder, and other folders, and we have new folder. New folder, we need new folder for other type of data, but when we are going to put some well data, we have to put new well folder, and well data will be correctly put it into the Petrel with only with well folder. And we can click with our right mouse button to wells, and let's choose import on selection. And this how we can put some data to this folder. And probably you have Petrel fundamentals on your desktop. Otherwise, you can find it in desktop or students, or you can find it in documents. Yeah, usually you can find it in documents. Petrel 2014 fundamentals data set. Have you found? And now you have to go to input data. Input data, then you can go to wells. Everybody following me? Bajan, have you found? Okay, guys, is everything okay? We have to go to wells folder, and now you have to change the file type. Wellhead, please change the well type, file type, wellhead. And here it becomes possible to choose the wellheader file. And you can simply click OK, open. And here Petrel proposes you to define the coordinate reference system. So, guys, so be more okay, here what you have to do is to select coordinate reference system. For those who can't find, I will explain a little bit later. So here what you have to do is to define the coordinate, which you have to put into your model. For example, if we are going to build some model in Kazakhstan, we can simply direct our mouse to the to our area. So we can see that it is 44 north, 68 east, I guess. What is N, what is E, I don't know. But I guess that is north and east. And here on the bottom, there are a lot of such coordinates are provided. And if we will type Pulkovo, we can find GK 4211, which is usually used in order to create some model for Kızıldağ region. But for us, our model is located in North Sea. And usually, I don't remember, but it is kind of UTM-5, something like that. Anyway, when you are creating your model, you have to find the coordinates of your field. Okay, so let's put the coordinates. So this one, GK 42-11. So I can click OK. And my project would be linked to this area. Okay. Is everything okay? Yes, you can click OK. So let's wait a little bit. For what? Why do we need? It's a good question. Why do we need these coordinates? For example, when you are working with your model, and for example, you have other service companies to prepare something for you. And for example, if you will just define the X, Y for your model, and X, Y, and for your model, it doesn't mean that you have defined it in Earth. So, for example, if you are working with exact field, you have to give these coordinates to service company for preparing something to your model. Otherwise, your model and something which was prepared would be located at different locations. Okay? Is that clear? XY. So let me tell you. So it's not here. So look, for example, here, since I have put it GK 4211, I have defined this area. And when we are talking about XY coordinates in our header file, we are talking about XY only within this square, okay? That is why if I will choose another coordinate, XY would be applied to other square. You have all over the world the square. Yes, we have a lot of coordinates for different parts of the world. Okay? So it is. I don't think that it is a. I don't think that it's strictly. So it is restricted only for oil. So, but anyway, if you are interested, interested in preparing some geological model for any region in the world, you have to find the location of your area, then you can start to work with it.
А можно просто координаты ввести, он по координатам найдет, да, в квадрате какой выбрано?
Usually when you mean this kind of coordinates, 49 and something like that. So so let's try 49N 79E. I don't think that it works like that.
Я имею в виду то, что мы кликаем туда и выбираем этот region, и он автоматически находит это, какой нам нужен, GK42 или там, например, GK45.
It is a interesting question, but I don't know how to find. For example, how I found the Pulkovo. I have found it because I was working with some project within this region. That is why I know this coordinate. And I don't know how to find the location, for example, for Siberia fields. Okay, but it is an interesting question. I have to find out how to get this coordinate. And
what kind of this is the provider?
What do you mean?
Координаты выбрали, какие-то данные они, как бы, компания подготовила, да?
Okay, so let's say that we are going to create new well. Okay, so let's say that we have, so where are my figures? So I need my figures. Where's the square?
Oh,
yes. For example, this is the domain of our field. Okay, we have x first. Okay, x0, xn. We have y0, yn. And we have already created our model. And now let's say that we are working in one company, but we have two teams or just two engineers. For example, I'm working with geological model and you are working with, I don't know, maybe defining wells. And in order to work together, we have to work in one coordinate system. And for example, you are preparing data about a new well. You're actually creating new well, and just you can give me this part of model, and I can just put it into my model, and everything would be integrated. And in order to do that, we have to work in one coordinate system. But if we will have, for example, for me, it was, I don't remember, it was something like that. If I'm working in this coordinate, and you, for example, I don't know, is there a really such coordinate? But if you are working in other coordinates, your well is supposed to locate here, okay? But in fact, it will locate here. Let's say that if this is Azerbaijan, but your well will locate it in Kazakhstan. Okay? No? Not clear? So, do you agree that, so I'm not really good at drawing, but let's say that this is Kazakhstan. Okay? Okay. So let's say that this is Kazakhstan and we have some coordinates for Kazakhstan. Let's say Pulkovo. It is defined like this, as we have seen. And for example, I am creating a geological model here. And for example, only this area can be defined like a GK, what is it, whatever. But if you have defined other coordinates, okay, for example, let's say no. So, and in this case, your well, let's say, just for example, should have some coordinates on X and some coordinates on Y, on Y. If you are working in other coordinate system, your well will locate not here, but it will locate here, because it has same X, same Y, but in other domain. Clear? Okay, since it's clear, now let's put some data. So, important selection. So now I'm going to show you. So, I don't remember how yes. Always keep in mind that you have to check the file type. For each input file, you have some different file type. Okay, since I'm going to put some well data, well header data, I have to define the file type like wellhead. And now, it is not so not all the window is defined in my screen, unfortunately, but for you, it is clear that at bottom part you have exact data which were provided in a data file. So for us, it is obvious that first column is name and second is X and so on. But for Eclipse, for Petrel, it is not so obvious. That is why we have to help Petrel to understand this data file. And that is why we have to edit this part of a window. So Petrel is automatically, by default, proposes us to define the first column like name. So it is, we can agree with Petrel because it's really about name. Yes? Second is unique well identifier. So it is kind of secret name of a well, but we don't have such thing. We can delete it with, we can just choose this column and click this button, delete a column in the table, or just click delete on our keyboard. And now we have X and Y. So I can see what is written at the bottom part. So can you help me? What is the force? Kelly bushing. Okay, great. So what we have to choose, a well bottom value was chosen. Okay, we agree with it. Okay. Because so I will tell you a little bit later. So fifth column, what is it? Top depth. So we can scroll here. We don't have any top depth. So TD is not a top depth, it is true depth. So, but if we don't have any top depth, we can define user. And here, so it is a true depth. So, but here we can just type top depth. It's not for Petrel, it's for ourselves. Okay, and 6.1 is bottom depth. So here we can choose TD. Maybe it's not correct, okay, because I'm not sure, but I think that bottom depth is not measured depth. Bottom depth is TVD. Okay, so that is why probably we should leave it like user, but if we will choose this one, it would look more interesting. Okay, I will show you what I'm talking about. And the last one is well symbol. So here Petrel is providing us the well symbol for 7 columns. We agree with it, and we will leave it like this. But other parts, we don't need them. We can delete them. So in general, we have to have only 7 columns. And now let's discuss what well datum value is. So here we have datum value name, and it was by default the Kelly bushing was chosen, and description is Kelly bushing. Okay, so that's it. But also what we have to do is to change the 0 to 1. Why? Because the first line in our data file is defined like how to say, like command. It is absolutely useless information for Petrel. It's only for us, for command, in order to help us to define which column is what. That is why we are saying to Petrel that first column, first line can be ignored. For example, if we would have 10 lines of information, just some commands, we here would type 10 in order to skip first 10 lines. Okay, and now we can click OK. But undefined value would be would have value which is equal to undefined value. I am not sure what is this, but I guess that everything which is not defined will be equal to minus 999.
Why?
So sometimes I have met some information which was equal to minus 999, and so I guess that all those information wasn't just defined. Okay. Where you can see the time zone? Okay, here. So it works like time machine. If you will choose, for example, Kuala Lumpur, you will be transported to Kuala Lumpur immediately. Okay, it's kind of teleportation. Yes, that's right. So here we can change the name of our header data. The type is point, template, elevation, depth. Here we can change the template, but for now it is absolutely unnecessary. So we can change the coordinate reference system, but basically everything is correct, and we could click OK, OK for all, so whatever. And now let's check, is everything cool? So in order to do that, we can open 3D window. Okay. And so it was not clear for me what I was just typing. I just pushed enter and I think I choose no. And for me, my wells are not active. So now let me finish my presentation on this part.